So I live down a really long dirt road. It's about a quarter mile, and coming up that dirt road there's a Y, which you can see over here to your left, and then to my right, which is where I live at. When we built the house out here, we put up our address sign, and shortly after that the people that lived here already added some more address signs to this area. I kind of want to make this look a little nicer, so I've gone ahead and ordered some address signs through Kitsap County. So here in Kitsap County in Washington, they have a address sign buy program, which is $14.50 per sign, and they're very nice. They're the reflective letters on the blue background. You can do them horizontally or vertically, and in my case I ordered the neighbor's signs also, which they don't know about yet. So hopefully they won't be upset when I take down their ones here and replace them with what I think will be a lot nicer setup. Unfortunately, some of these signs end up falling down. We've screwed them into a dead stump, so at least once a year I have to come out here and put them all back up again and reattach them. So that's really the driving reason behind getting this new sign built. So let's go take a look at what we got in the shop, what we got from the county, and get it built and get it put out here. So basically we're just going to start by cutting sort of a decorative 45 to put points on the top of each of the 4x4s. We're just going to do that in chop saw behind me. I've gone ahead and marked the center point to figure out what I needed to, how far into the cut I need to make this thing. And I've gone ahead and set my square so that I can just quickly make that mark. We'll go ahead and make 2 of them, and we'll cut. So now that we have those cut, I can start taking measurements off this edge to get our height distance down. We're gonna go ahead and make that 3 inches. So just come down 3, and that'll be where our first cross member is at. So I measured these and the overall width, and I want this to be recessed in 1/4 inch. So this overall was 18. And since I want it recessed 1/4, we're gonna cut the cross members all to 17.5. So I need 4 at 17.5. So I have figured out the distance from the top of the 45 down to where I want to start, which is 3 inches. So we put a line there, and I measured the height of the signs and the height of the wood, and that came out to 20.25. So I put a line here. So we need to cut a groove in this board, on both these boards, from that line to this line. That's where the signs will recess into the side of this. With a carpenter pencil, because I can't hardly see it on this pressure treated stuff. Same thing on the other board. Okay, I am just going to use my battery powered skill saw here. I've already set the blade to the depth I need, and we're just going to plunge this in and rip that by hand. It'll be what we need, and it'll get the job done. All right, let's grab the sign, make sure it fits in there, which it does. Perfect. I'm gonna go ahead and throw some pocket holes in the cross pieces, and I'll use some Kreg screws to hold this all together. So we want that sign to recess down in here about 1/4 inch into here. So we'll set our blade depth to about 1/4 inch. So 2 of these boards need to be ripped on both sides, and 2 of them need to be ripped on one side. So we'll go ahead and do that now. So you can see here that the sign just fits in that groove absolutely perfectly. Before I assemble things, I'm going to use the, this is all-weather in-cut stain. So this stuff is designed to protect treated lumber before you assemble it. We're just going to use a rag to wipe it on the ends before we assemble all this stuff. So you can see the clear, nice white. So after the in treatment's done, we're now ready to put this thing together. Alright, there's the other side. Whew. That was a little trickier than I anticipated, but that's okay. Hopefully my clamps will reach all the way across here to hold everything in place before we... Oh man, that's a bummer. Just too short. That's okay. I've got a trick for that. All right, so we are lined up on our lines top to bottom, and we're all good to go. We're gonna go ahead and throw all these screws in. So I'm using exterior grade Craig screws. Those are these blue dipped ones, and we're only putting them in from the bottom. Well, I have built this goofy little template or guide, whatever you want to call it. Just a hodgepodge of scrap I had lying around. But basically it gives me the alignment I need to make sure the arrows line up with each of the 3 address signs. It's got a stop block to keep the alignment in where it belongs. So we can set this on here, line up our lines with our boards, clamp this thing down, and we should be able to run the router around this and cut the groove into the 4x4. I'm using a flush cut bit with the bearing on the upper side, which will give me the depth I want if everything goes well. All right, here we go. I'm gonna put white paint in here to kind of match the letters. I gotta be honest, I think I'm very pleased with this. I'm gonna leave the rounded corners. You can only get so tight with the router bit. I could use a chisel and clean up those corners, but I think the rounded corners look all right. They kind of match the letters.
there we go. This is a quick fun build. The blue address signs I was able to order through Kitsap County here in Western Washington. They're like $14.80 per sign. I did order all 3 signs from my other neighbors. We put them into the pressure treated poles with the treated cross members, routed all that together. Used Craig screws, held it all in place, and got it out here and got it installed. I did not concrete this in the ground. It'll be just fine the way it is with this pressure treated. It'll be here long after I have to worry about it. But it definitely makes the entrance to our driveway look significantly better in my opinion. The sign that I had up, and then my neighbors added theirs to it later on, was just sort of a temporary thing, although it's been here for like 6 years. So we finally got the new one up and installed. Looks a lot nicer, and we're ready to wrap this one up. So I hope you guys got some ideas for yourself, or maybe if you live here in Kitsap County, you might be able to take a turn on the Kitsap County website and pick up some of these signs for yourself. But until next time, thanks for watching.